What's up, everybody? It's Aaron. Today, I'm starting something a little bit new, a little bit different that I'm calling Views from the Yellow Chair. And this is really me answering your guys' questions, but it's also some things that maybe I wouldn't normally talk about. So stuff that's not always going to be about lighting or photography in general. It's going to be stuff about business or maybe personal life where we talk about self-care and taking care of yourself. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this series. I'm always open to new questions, and so if you have something that's like on your heart or you really want to talk about, shoot me an email, shoot me a message. I'll put that down in the comments below. But other than that, let's get started on the first question. We're going to talk today about how you get more business for commercial photography. All right, guys, so let's dive into it. The first question: how do I get more business as a commercial photographer? And again, this is for commercial photography. I am not versed nor speaking to people who are like weddings or families or whatever your business niche is. This is for commercial photographers. My number one point, and I'm going to lead with the big one, the one that I think is the most important, and that's personal contact. When I say personal contact, I don't mean an email. I don't mean a mail promotion. I mean sitting down with somebody one-on-one, grabbing coffee, sitting in an office, and talking to them about work or about whatever it is. I think that should be the goal for your first point of contact for any person or client that you want to work with. I would even go as far as to say, if you're looking at doing a big print promotion and you're going to spend $500 on that print promotion, to take that $500, buy yourself a plane ticket, and go and try to get at least one meeting. I think that one personal meeting is worth as much, if not more, than 100 print promotions, because you don't know if they're going to open them, you don't know where they're going to go, if they're going to throw them into a pile, if that pile is even worth keeping around. Whereas sitting down with someone one-on-one, it lets them know about you, who you are, how they interact with you. Yes, you get to show them your work, but really that's not what you're going for. They're going to have already seen your work before you even get there. So that's going to be point number one for me, is make personal contact. And you might say, Aaron, how the heck do I get in with these companies in these meetings? There's a couple different ways that you can do it, and I'll put some links down below, but LinkedIn has been a huge one for me, as well as Instagram. So finding out where these people spend their time is really, really important. You're looking at art directors, you're looking at creative directors, you're looking at print producers, and where do they go? Where are they looking for inspiration? Where are they looking for work? A lot of them are on LinkedIn, and one of the huge things that I like about LinkedIn is that it's all self-updated. So if they move from XYZ agency to XYZ company, they're going to update that information because it's in their best interest for people to see that. If you use a list, like I think there's Bikini List, Agency Access, Yodel List. I've heard good things about all of them. I've used Agency Access before, and they're good, they're fine, but they're expensive. And I have found that they tend to be out of date. So an art director who was one place and they move really, really quickly is not going to be on that list for very long in the right place. You get a lot of bounced emails, things like that. So going on LinkedIn, finding art directors, even if you only paid for a 1-month subscription to LinkedIn, which I think is like $60, I don't really know. You found a subscription, and then you found all these people, and then you can reach out to them personally and say, hey, I'm going to be in town on such and such day. I would love to meet you. That's usually the best way to make contact. Beyond that, too, think about phone calls. Phone calls used to be a great way to get in the door. It's really only a great way to get in the door now if they know who you are, because when you pick up a phone, they have no reference to you as a person. So I think the best way to get in and get a meeting is send out emails to people who you've researched and who you've looked into, and like, hey, this is a great client for me and a good fit for my brand and my photography. Send out emails. Let's say you send out 50, and you say, hey, I'm Aaron, I'm going to be in town, and I would love just 5 minutes of your time, or to take you to coffee and show you my work and talk to you about what I do. Stopping for a second and thinking about that as well. It's not just about you. At this point, you do want to show your work, and that's super, super true, but it needs to be about them as well, because part of what they're buying from you is an experience. They're buying an experience for a client or for their own brand, for a shoot, whatever it may be, and they want to know that they're going to be well taken care of. So one of the big things with an email intro especially is to reference something from them. Say, hey, I've seen the work that you've done. I love this campaign that you put out. I really feel like we'd be a good match. Would you be willing to sit down and have coffee with me? I'd be honored to show you what I do. So taking that perspective of, it's not so me, but it's you. I think we would work well together, and I love the work that you're doing. I want to support you. I want to give you as much help as I can, and really being focused on your potential client as opposed to just on yourself. So the second point I want to make is this idea of staying front of mind. And this is where kind of everything that you commonly hear comes together. You got to be email marketing and print marketing and all these different things. I think the most important thing to wrap your mind around is not necessarily the medium. So not the print, not the email, but the idea of what you're trying to do. And that's stay front of mind. What do I mean by front of mind? Front of mind means when someone thinks of a project or a job, they think of you if you're a good fit. And that's actually a really hard thing to do. You want someone to be able to say, oh man, I know this guy who does work just like we're looking for, and his name is Aaron. And I just saw work from him. I know he's doing really well. He's doing some really cool stuff. The best way to do that is to have multiple points of contact and have them frequent and consistent. So let's just say you send out a print promo, and you do that every 4 months. You send out an email promo, and maybe you do that every month to 2 months. You are on Instagram, and you know the places that these clients are looking, and you're being featured by pages that these clients look at. You're on LinkedIn, and you're posting, and you're connected with the people that you want to work for. And now they're having the ability to see you again and again and again, and you are starting to become front of mind so that when they think of the right project, you're going to pop up first, and that's in their head. It used to be people would say 10 points of contact, and that was like physical points of contact. When I was in real estate, we used to try to give them like a card and then send them another postcard and then blah, 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 blah. Now, I think it's more like 50 to 100 points of contact, because think about it. You're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, and you're just flying through everything. It's barely a point of contact. If you can get them to stop, if you can get it in front of them multiple times, that's when you start to become the person they remember. Now, to go back to where we started, if you start this journey with personal contact and then move into front of mind, it's going to help because they're now relating you, your face, your personality into your work, and it's going to be easier to remember. To give you guys a couple of tips, a couple of things that I do use MailChimp for my email campaigns, and they have been fantastic for me. They are free. I think it's up to like 500 emails or something like that, and it's been more than I've ever needed. I've never had to pay for it. Great design templates. They'll track your email, track who opened them, and then track clicks within the email. So if you have links of some kind, which you definitely should. Then print promotions, Modern Postcard, Blurb, Moo. Those are the ones that I've used. I think there's other ones that people like, but they've been really, really good for me. I'll put those links down as well. And remember, the quality of your print is important. So if you're gonna send someone a print, don't just send something because you could. Like Vistaprint does terrible printing, but they're super cheap. Don't do that. Resist that temptation, even if you need to save up for a little while before you can do a great print promo. Don't print somewhere crappy like Vistaprint because, oh, well, I had $20 to spend on postcards. It's not worth it. You're just soiling your reputation, and now this point of contact becomes a negative point of contact, which is definitely not what you want. All right, this is the last point I'm gonna make. This is going a little bit long, but I really want to include this in here because I think it's so, so important. This is a nugget. You guys want to write this down. Networking. Now I know, not new. No, well, nothing I'm saying is really that new. But networking outside of what you think. So let's just say you're a photographer. You think, oh man, I need to network with creative directors and art directors and art buyers. Yes, you do need to network with those people and meet those people. But there are a ton of different people in our industry who A, help our business to run very smoothly, and B, know a ton of people because it's a lot less threatening. Examples: makeup artists, stylists, producers. We need each other. We need great producers to help us with these big shoots. We need makeup artists to make the vision of the client come to life. Even assistants, grips, all these different things. You should be networking with those people as well. I'll tell you a little secret. Most of my biggest clients, and I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars, came from referrals, from people who know me, who recommend me, who know me as a person, who know me as an artist, and they can readily say, hey, this guy is the guy that you want, because people love recommendations. That's how the world works, right? Everyone's eager. They want to say, oh, do you know a guy? I know a guy. That's like the thing, right? I know a guy. I know a guy. Hey, I know a guy. So I want you guys to start thinking outside of the box. And I hope that this whole video has helped you with that. But outside of the box of, well, I need to network with the bigwigs. And if I meet the CEO of Nikon, then I'm going to make it huge. No. If you can find all of these great people that comprise amazing teams, and you can start meeting stylists in San Francisco and LA and New York, one, it's way easier to get meetings with those people. They are happy to meet with you because we work together all the time. We collaborate on projects. You can do really neat things together. But two, when a client comes to them and they say, hey, do you know any good photographers? They're gonna say, yeah, this dude that I know out in Colorado, he's stellar cart and you should hire him. That's a huge one for me. And I think that starting with that personal contact nugget, because I wanted you guys to know that one, but ending with this idea of networking and looking beyond. I've also heard this one more thing that I want to tell you, and that's to look outside of your specific career path to the adjacent communities to see where the future is headed. So for instance, with photographers, looking at VR, looking at AR, looking at the companies doing things in those worlds, because it's not just your basic Nikons, Canons, Sonys. There's other people doing really amazing things and having amazing companies who might be swinging into our industry really, really soon. So don't be afraid to look out and meet all kinds of different people. One of the people groups that I love to meet and are probably the best networked in the country are baristas. I know all kinds of baristas, coffee shop owners. They are such community-oriented people, and I think we can learn a lot of lessons from that idea. And who knows, some barista might meet some creative director one day and say, hey, I serve this guy a triple latte every Tuesday, and he's a photographer, and he's a great guy. You should hire him. I don't know. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying it's a possibility. I really hope that this has been helpful for you guys, and I'm going to continue with these and these different episodes. Maybe I'll start interviewing people. I don't know. We'll see where the road takes us. If you guys have questions, please feel free. Email me. It's aaron@andersonvisuals.com, and you can put a comment in the comments below, whatever works best for you. But I want to see you guys get out there, get your face in front of people, and really get on this journey and get after it. So until next time, be awesome.